guys.
We're back.
We're so back like we never left.
Oh, yes.
With another episode this week. We're talking IzinganeZes'Thembu.
Of course.
Episode 9 and 10.
Yes.
There's a lot to dissect, but
There is.
please don't forget to
like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications.
But for now, let's spill the tea.
Spill it, the man.
So, we start off the episode 9, and we see Umpumelelo and Amahle
Date
on a
night.
little date.
Date
They
night.
went bowling. It's cute.
He made her laugh. He had
It
a
was
joke.
so
He
funny.
said, "Did you see I spoke English?" And
Oh my
she
gosh, I
laughed.
I saw that. I was like, okay.
Like, it was cute. I was like, oh,
Okay.
couple.
But you know what? Before we even get into like the tea, I want you to explain to me properly. I need Balisa and whoever's watching, explain this to me. Amahle no Mpumelelo. Incobo yabo ithini? Like
Real.
what is exciting about their relationship?
Real. So far, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't even see how they got in a relationship.
That's why I'm asking the question.
Just because I don't hear them conversate. I hear Mpumelelo talk.
Talking.
I just don't hear a conversation. Like, I hear, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, so it's hard for us to like see, and I don't want to compare like relationships,
Of
right?
course not.
But like when Uvuyo was on the show, I could see that they were genuinely dating because there was always conversation. With Tirelo being on the show now and then, I can see that they are dating. I see them have conversation. I could see how they possibly got in the position they are now. With Uamahle, I'm not seeing it yet, and I don't know if maybe like she's like just not open on camera and maybe doesn't want to say much, or if Vele like that is just their dynamic. Like,
my chat also is like, she looks so uninterested or disinterested, whatever the issue is. Like, akanamdla to be here. Ingati, like, he's forcing her to be on this date. He's forcing her to conversate. And I do understand that as people, we are different and like we express our emotions differently, and maybe she is camera shy and whatnot. But the way that Umpumelelo speaks to her, it's not seeming as if like this is new. Like it's almost as if like this is
their dynamic.
Yes, but okay, I speak, you listen, and it's like I can understand a speaking listening relationship, but at some point now you need to speak.
No, you must take it. The
Words
speaking
must
and
come out your
listening
mouth.
is like it's happening on both sides.
Exactly,
You're both listening, we're both speaking.
So
it is strange, and in terms of her demeanor, like just her, I have wondered like, is she just uncomfortable like in general? Is that just like her? Like I'm like, is she just a person? You know how sometimes they're like, oh, resting bee face, or you look angry all the time, or you look. So maybe with her is that she just looks uncomfortable even when she's not.
No, I hear you.
I don't know, because even on that clip where we first see her and she gets the introduction, and people were like, yo, like, is she fine? Like, what? And I know people were saying it in a rude way and kiki ha-haing, but like, I also was like,
is she okay?
Is she? Like, because she looked like she wanted to cry in that clip, right? But she does come across like that all the time. Like,
I was about to say,
I genuinely don't know, because maybe it's just her personality and that's how she comes across. Someone was claiming like she's like maybe plotting or whatever, and I had the same thought this other one TikToker saying like, because people are like, oh no, she's plotting, she's a smart woman, and it's not my words, the TikToker. Bumel, if you're watching this, I didn't say it. She said, no, she can't be smart because which smart woman dates Mpumelelo?
We didn't say it.
And you know what?
We didn't say it. You know what? With her, I genuinely don't think she is plotting. Yeah. Because also I think if she was plotting, she wouldn't have brought up the comment about like her family. Was that on the show?
Yes.
When she brought up the fact that like her family is not so sure about how they feel about Mpumelelo, even though like
the dad.
Yes, the dad and stuff like that.
On Instagram, she did answer saying that dad was hesitant.
Yes. So that's why I was like, I don't really think she's plotting. And also, she just doesn't come across as that type of girl. Like, she doesn't come across as like someone who's conniving or someone who's like very strategic and
you know what's the thing about
what they're saying.
Even her, like, even with her demeanor being the way it is and her looking uncomfortable, whatever, I can still tell that's her.
That's the chat. Because also, even if Balisa, you're taking it back to when they went to go Vela Kokwabo, remember we also spoke about the fact that I think it was her uncle or her grandfather or someone came and was like, she's very quiet. So I hope she will come out of her shell, because it's Tenjini, you need to be someone who's vocal and can speak up for yourself. Yeah. So I definitely don't think that she's putting this as an act on. Oh, plot. Or it's not a plot. Nah, I just think that that's just how that girl is. And maybe Utrelo was right in saying that that's just the kind of woman that Umpumelelo needs and he found his wants in his life. He needs that, because he doesn't even want someone to tell him to sit down. So he needs to and Amate blueprint. Like, no, if you were looking for a Yebo Baba blueprint, no, Yebo Baba down.
Let's talk about also the conversation, and Pumelelo speaking about how he wants this peaceful temple situation. Very odd, because he does not move like a man who wants peace, but it's fine. That's what he says he wants. He wants a peaceful family, and of course that's coming from now these texts, these WhatsApp messages coming from Tirelo, and Tirelo is on fire. Okay. She's had it up to here, and she's going off, and she even mentions the child, saying at least tell him to, like, pay up the child. And basically, in short, Amatle says, but you said Amazingena, and also 2 people's Nditabas are 2 people's Nditabas. So, Mina, that person, I'm out.
The gag is, I support Amatle 100% with that move. Firstly, when I saw that screenshot, I paused. Because I said, in the land, number 1. Number 2, you can tell, like I said, she's heated.
Yeah, she's heated.
I feel like she saw that text at whatever time she saw it, and she took that phone, wrote down that girl's number, and she was like, I'm going to text her. I am livid, right? Granted, fine. But my chat is, I don't understand. But ungati relationship, yes, Thembu, that you are in. Because you're quite public and vocal about it. Yes. You know that this is the dynamic, setup of this relationship. Then next thing, you find chats, whatever. Now you're freaking out. Firstly, why are you freaking out? Because that's your relationship. Number 2, now you are dragging this girl that you don't know. Number 1, you don't know her from above, so you're dragging her into this relationship. Number 2, you told her to stay out of the
like, you let her know that, hey sis, stay out of it.
Now,
man, just say I'm fine, guy,
because it suits you.
Now you're dragging her in again.
Because now you're realizing that, damn, like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But still, even when you are coming to her, your approach is still very much violent and very much in your face.
I'm sorry. The whole situation.
I'm sorry.
Is the same way we saying to Mpumelelo when he says, I want a peaceful home. Because of the type of person he is. It's the same way I'm saying to Tirelo, Mama.
It's not
what you're doing doesn't make sense. And if anything, Amatle has respected what you have put forth, which is when Ungangeli.
But also, did you clock the attitude when Amatle did say that? No, you said I mustn't, and also in the baby, and then she was like almost as if you're not a girl's girl type of response. Yeah, I guess I expected I think she even said your response is very kind of sarcastic and
yes. She said to her her response,
and I was
sarcastic.
I don't understand what she expected Amatle to say, because
there was nothing to be said.
Maybe I'm a bit too passionate about this.
But there's nothing to be said.
But also, it's like, Umpumelelo, guys. Let's be real. Umpumelelo, uxake abazali bakhe. Let's be honest.
Who am I?
Umthombeni doesn't even know what to say to this boy at this point.
All the time. He speaks to Tirelo more than he speaks to her at this point.
And every time they're speaking Umpumelelo, it's in circles.
Yeah.
So it's like, if a parent can't get his child
in
order, who am I?
When I didn't bring him to this earth, who am I? I personally feel like Amatle couldn't have dealt with that any other way. Yeah. Anything else she would have done, if she ignored it, it would have been snacks. If she responded and said, I go for tech, it would have been snacks.
Exactly.
So no matter what she was going to say, it was just always going to look worse than what it was. So honestly, her quoting her, is the best thing that she could have done. But even when as she's listening to Umpumelelo go on about peace and whatever, she's just there once again, just going, yeah. Mind you, they just went off on her.
Bro.
That's another thing I was like, damn, so like she's really like not even at least bothered with you. Because she didn't express that she was offended or like she didn't go into detail about how she felt about the thing. Because I like to think I would think she's valid if she got upset about Dirello like going off on her. Because it's like, why are you shouting at me?
Of course, yes.
Now you understand, why are you shouting at me? Now what did I do? I'm not the one who made a child with you. I'm not the one who promised you dreams. Like, I'm not the one. I'm just the other woman. You know what I mean?
Better yet, she could have even like gone off at Umpumelelo.
Yeah.
Like, bro, control your household. Like, talk to your girl.
Exactly. So I was like, yeah, that's strange. Because she just, it seems like another day for her. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know. It's almost
like she's just used to IzinganeZes'Thembu. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, oh, I'm actually, and like I don't mean it in a bad way at all. Like, she's almost like those people who you can't read. Like,
you can't.
On a blank face, and blank face in the sense of even when I'm looking at her, or if like I'm looking at you can tell like even behind, like there's no emotion.
Just when she said like Vele, so like in the clip for I think next episode, the next week, so 11, yes, episode 11, when she said Vele indoda injalo, like if you give them a child, they just ignore you.
Yes, I saw that.
And I think even Umpilo was like, yo, we're gonna get a relationship, be fresh, just got married.
Real.
And you're expecting the bad. Like, you're preparing for
she already
the bad.
knows.
Like, you're preparing. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, is she wired to think that's marriage? Or is she like, does she just not care? I can't even say she thinks she's an exception. No, like, Dorana thought she was an exception. That we know for sure. She doesn't. Because we saw her dynamic with Ufuyo. But like, I can't even say she thinks she's better coffee.
I think low-key, like, she's prepared in the sense of she knows and understands the type of man Umpumelelo is,
and she's happy.
Perhaps even how like he's moved in their relationship. Maybe she can already tell. And I mean, she's watched the show. She knows and understands the type of man that he is, and she's okay with that. Like, there are some people who are genuinely like, like, better the devil I know, because I will not get any better than this. So let me just stick through it. At least this man wants to marry me.
Yeah, that
like,
mentality.
Other people think like
remember
that.
when we spoke about how she seemed paranoid about that?
Yes, from
about
the beginning.
Will you actually
like,
are you actually gonna come? Are you actually gonna come? Are you actually? And now that they've come, she's actually silent. She spoke more then. Before they went to her house to Vela,
then after they came back.
So maybe you're right. It's like one of those people like who have the mentality of like all men are trash, like all men are demons. Pick your demon, like, you know what I mean.
The fact that that's the standard.
Pick the one you want to suffer with.
That's the standard.
I'm so sorry.
That's insane.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
That is insane.
But other people, and I guess, I mean, we all come from different backgrounds and have different, our families expect different things from us. And then also some of us feel more like doing what our family wants than others.
Real.
So, I mean, maybe also a vibe of at home that you must get married, you know, whatever, from a family that has some sort of name. I don't know. I'm not saying like she's after anything, but I'm just saying maybe that's like when I'm saying wired, maybe that's just where her brain is at. It's at like, this is part of life. I have to get married and have kids and do this, and a man is going to be weird in the process, and I'm just going to have to
be okay with it.
As a wife, I'm going to just do.
And maybe because truly, like you're saying, we all come from different families, and maybe in her family that is still seen as some sort of like an achievement. We know that as family, being married is something that people still kind of, I guess, strive for. Yeah. And like that's the goal. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if that's the course of life that you want to take. But it's like, I think it's sad that it's, I guess, made a norm for a man or men to ill-treat women in marriage just for the sake of having this title of being this married woman. And I'm sure the way that she moves, and I mean we are totally judging her, absolutely judging her from an outside perspective. We don't know her. But it's like the way that she moves, she gives me like her circle, or like the old like people in her life are the type to be like Begazela, like like a man is going to step out, don't ask him where he's come from, don't check his phone,
don't when he comes back, you must have a meal ready for him.
So I think that's maybe where we are, the perspective that we are perhaps not understanding or seeing.
Yeah.
But of course, we're just trying to be devil's advocate in this situation.
And it's tricky for us to succeed because again, we're different as people.
Course,
you know what I mean? We're different as people. And I'd like to think also like maybe it's also strange to us like this generation because like we're very liberal and like very much I think this generation is very anti-men, like just letting men be and saying it's okay for them to just do this and do that, whatever. We question a lot, we put our expectations out in front, we call out men's behavior, like, you know what I mean? So I think maybe also as each generation it's weird to us, like to be like, to be like, hey, because I'd like to think that's normal for our parents or grandparents' generation. But for us, maybe that's why it's like to us, like, okay, are you dumb or are you what? Like, for all we know, really, she is a smart girl, but that's just how that's how she knows life to be, and that's what she wants for her life. And maybe it's hard for us to like understand. We're just like,
because we come
no, babe, no, wake up. That's not what we're doing anymore.
And then, of course, we cannot not speak about the dinner. Well,
yes,
the lunch that was had with Mtombeni, Mpumelelo, and Amahle.
Makoti.
So they
well, he said, what do they call in Zulu?
Ingoduso.
Yes, Ingoduso.
So they go to like, was it a man that they went to?
It looked like it, but then I wasn't sure.
I think it was a man. I feel like
it really looked like it.
I think I saw.
But I was like, are they in Joburg? But then they were. But I was like, is Amahle in Joburg?
Yes, I think they were in Joburg.
Yes,
so it was probably a man.
So it was probably
a man. So they arrived at the restaurant, right? And Amahle and her man are arriving. They find Mtombeni seated at the table.
Great.
And Amahle firstly makes a comment saying, I did not know he was going to be here. Already I'm like, huh? How are you going to take me to go meet your father for the first time and you surprising me?
Surprise.
You surprising me to meet
that's
your father?
Weird. No,
like,
that's so weird.
The moment I think like he can't get any weirder. Like he proves me wrong. But proves
once
me
again,
wrong.
Amahle still doesn't seem bothered by the fact
that
this is a surprise. Once again, no shookedness is happening.
She didn't flinch.
She just said
in a diary session.
Fun fact, I didn't know. But whether I'm bothered or not, that's a whole other conversation. Let's continue.
Anyways,
but yes.
Yeah, so she didn't know about it. Obviously, we are freaked out. And she's not. Fine.
She's cool.
So they sit down, Mtombeni, like she's greeting her. Like you can tell, like you just can't tell if she's nervous, if she's okay, if she's scared, uncomfortable. You don't know, but she's here.
But she's there.
She's here.
She's in attendance.
So they're having this conversation, and Mtombeni then talks about Utirelo being the first wife, and this is the first time I am seeing Amahle have some life in her eyes, and she's like, oh my gosh, no, like I don't, like if you guys wanted her to be the first wife, then you should have just gone and let her first.
Yeah.
Like, Gandhi, what's this procedure? Da, 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 da. And they then say, okay, Shap, we hear your input. Thanks for that.
Thank you so much.
Noted.
We will take notes of that.
For now, grab a seat.
Okay, let me explain what the people...
Grab a seat there while the adults have a conversation. Before you tell me what the people said, my mind is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I was like...
if you guys want to have a private conversation, Mbumela could have come here by himself. But what you're not going to do is call me to this restaurant. I look cute. I'm shocked that my father-in-law is here. Then the next thing, I'm told to go sit there like I'm in the naughty corner.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was confused. I saw someone saying, at first I thought maybe like it's a production mistake, like they meant to like, and I won't lie. At some point I thought, maybe, but I saw her being asked to like be seated there. Yeah. So I was like, okay, it's not a production thing. I just thought this is so awkward. Like it's so awkward. I did wonder if they meant to cut it. It's like, if we're saying production, maybe they meant to like cut that part and then just put like the conversation with the manager and then the conversation with them privately.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, maybe, because it was weird, and I just kept
Very
thinking,
weird.
This is
uncomfortable.
But Thankfully, someone gave us clarity.
Okay.
So the peeps that are married with rings,
Period.
they are telling us that no, Chomam, apparently in part of the Zulu culture somewhere, there's a thing where you cannot, like, I don't want to say rule, but it sounds like a rule to me, where you can't be, like, seated and eating in front of your
father-in-law.
Father-in-law, yes. So you can't eat, he can't watch you eat, or you can't eat I don't know. And she says how she found out. This lady saying how she found out is she's at a restaurant with her father-in-law and the family basically, and then she orders or whatever, and it's time to eat, and she's eating, and then her father-in-law says, "Don't worry, Makoti, you can eat in front of me. I'm okay with that."
Oh, I'm not supposed to.
What I kept thinking is, oh shit, like this is probably her.
Oh my gosh, not even thinking anything.
Don't worry.
About what?
So, uzopaga or whatever you need to do, and then you must go and eat elsewhere. Okay, so with that's that, basically, people are assuming that that's the culture that's being practiced
in that moment.
Yes, in that moment.
I'm sorry, but still, it's like, okay, if that's the culture, and we as a family know and understand that that's something we practice. If this, especially Palisa, if this is like the first time that I'm meeting your family, then maybe like let's go to a park. Like let's not eat, or let's order drinks. Songens tengi or juice.
Can you guys drink in front of your in-laws? I don't want to lie. I don't want to be snacks. I'm genuinely asking now because now we're saying drinks and not sure if we're allowed to. So, do all that.
But like this is taking into consideration that we think that possibly you can drink water. Or like
at this point, it's gone paddling, bowling,
like anything else. Him. But like I would like,
because where else would they go with him? Is my thing.
And also, it's like now, like man,
it's awkward, But also, I would have appreciated if they've decided to do that.
Context.
I would have appreciated having an explanation, because a lot of us had the same like reaction, which was, what the hell is happening, and like just being shocked and feeling like it's awkward. So I feel they could have made like maybe tell us that, Jenga ubaba amthatha, like, he likes explaining certain situations and practices. So he could have been like, as you guys are seeing, like, my dad is saying they must place at another table. That's because, like, in our culture, women don't eat with their fathers.
And in my head, I'm
then
like,
we would have understood.
I'm even like wondering or thinking, like, imagine like if this girl didn't know about this practice and whatever.
No, real.
Like, do you think? Well, I personally feel like I know, but do you think Mpumelelo would have at least, like, if she was confused?
No. I'm not even gonna let you finish.
You see your partner.
I don't need to hear anymore.
Up, like, what's going on? Like, as a husband to be, I would expect you to at least hold my hand and be like, listen, no, this is just a practice. I'll explain it to you later. Walk me to my table, make sure that I'm okay, and be like, no, it's not about you. It's just like, you're not allowed to eat in front of your father-in-law. Do you think Mpumelelo?
No. I don't know how many times you're gonna hear me say no, but I'll keep saying it. No. He was never gonna give her that context. He was just gonna leave her confused as she was. And Amahle, being the babe that she is, being she was going to get up and go. Even if she didn't understand, she was going to go be confused in her little corner. We wouldn't have even seen the confusion. She would have gone, be confused, eat her salad in peace, came back as instructed. And I don't know if she would have asked. Now, Tirelo, on the other hand,
Tirelo would have asked.
Would have been like, why? That's all I kept thinking. I was like, damn, does Tirelo know this rule? Because I know my girl would have sat at her table and eaten that salad, like, graciously.
Maybe I am just a hater, but guys, my thing is, like, what happened to chivalry?
No, it's dead.
Like,
deceased,
your
mama.
wife,
R.I.P.
Your wife is sitting at a table across from you, right? Sharp, she's sitting there. Then eventually, you and your dad finish having your conversation, and then you guys are like, okay, let's call her. And it, like, for me, it genuinely felt like spotty. Come,
yes, that's my thing.
It was giving.
But guys, I want to notice some of your practices.
Besides, for me, it's like, it's not even about the practice, but it's just like, just as a gentleman, like, just to get up and be like, okay, we're done having this conversation. Let me go call her. Because this is your wife.
Yeah.
Why are you shouting across the room to get your wife's attention?
She can come back then, tells the waiter,
bring. Excuse me?
Then another, you spoke about the conversation, but we didn't get into it, about her finding out that, well, finding out is crazy, but finding out that Tirelo is going to be the matriarch. And she claims, or she states that she did not know.
Yeah.
And Pimelo did not tell her that she's not number one.
Yeah.
Tirelo is number one. And if they wanted her to be number one so bad, they should have gone and wrapped that up. And then started this movie and wrapped that one up. I said, number one, I mean, Mpumelo's wrong. Why the fuck did you not tell her?
But we all know that's how he moves.
But then number two, shocked is a big word. How was she shocked?
Maybe she just didn't have another English word to use, because she cannot be shocked.
No,
she cannot be shocked.
No way. You like Tirela's not shocked. The child that exists. Shocked is not the right word. She could have said, I assumed that I was going to be number one because you came to my house first.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that, okay, Tirelo is the first one, and, you know, she should be first. But then I saw you now come to mine first before going to hers. Yeah. So then I assumed, oh, that means now I'm number one, because you came to my... That maybe would have been the proper way of putting it. Yeah. But I do think he owed you the conversation, because he's explained to all of us as South Africa what his plan is, which is that no matter which house he goes to, he decides who's going to be 1, 2, 3. Hell, he could find a third wife now, and that could be number one. MAMKHULU. So he did let us know, sis. He told us, and he told his dad, and he told other people, but he didn't tell you, and I think that's odd.
You know what? I don't want to even go into the conversation there, because you said everything that I think as well. I just want to know, how do you feel about her standing her ground in terms of being like, no, but like, if you guys wanted her to be number one, then you guys should have gone to her house first. But Mtombeni on the other hand being like, ish, but now you kind of, I guess, we're asking you to be flexible in understanding that
you just be flexible.
Just a little bit of flexibility, because the family's giving us issues. Yeah. But you know now, she has a child. So come on. Like, how do you feel about her being like adamant and being like, no, you guys made your pick, now I'm your pick and I'm gonna be your pick.
Look, I understand what she's saying. However, I feel like she's making her what is it called when you're pitching your situation or pitching your take on something to the wrong crowd, because I don't think they're going to respect that.
No, same.
That's my thing. And I understand her saying you guys should have gone there, which honestly Mseleko has been telling
from the beginning
that you can't go uyovela lapho, and then Bumelo's excuse is like, well, if her family doesn't want her, that's not going to stop my plans. So it's just weird, because it's like her statement makes sense. That like, hey, you did by choice.
That's the thing.
Come to me first. By choice. Nobody forced you. By choice. You came to Vela at mine first. Whereas you could have just gone to Vela at hers. Yeah. So technically, I am what I am. So I think she's right, but I just think they don't care. And I don't think they're going to treat her as that, or like acknowledge her. I feel they're always going to say, if Tirelo, which we'll talk about Tirelo's situation, let's say it's perfect, Tirelo is married to him, and so is she will not, they will not address her as the first wife. That I can tell you for sure.
I clocked the fact that they actually really don't care when they both like were having a bonding moment. It was actually a bonding moment. The fact that, oh my gosh, history is repeating itself. Like, can you believe what happened to you?
Can you believe
happening to me?
Words went,
like, why is there something?
Put it here. Like,
why is that amusing? Why is that amusing?
Because like for the next son, that's like
period. And Mtombeni, if one thing I know is like when he sits on his bed at night and he looks at the roof, he giggles. Like he giggles.
Not when he looks at the room.
Because he's thinking, wow, God, what did I do to deserve a copy and paste of myself?
A copy and paste of myself. And worse, on steroids.
That's the gag. That's the gag. But anyways, I want us to then get into episode 10.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we started off that episode with Tirado and Paddle.
They were paddling.
Once that is done,
it's time to sit
down, and they're like, okay, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And what did you think?
So when the conversation starts, it's like, okay, Mama, when are we coming? You know what I mean? What's your family saying? What's the vibes? Si shata nini, si, basically.
Yeah.
What's this? Hey, my family's hesitant. How hesitant? Yeah, it's just who's not worried.
Done.
No, was maintained that, like, will you be able to?
I saw him, like, it felt like someone was taking a knife and putting it through his chest. And
because where's the lie, though?
He's thinking, what the fuck? Like,
because where's the lie?
Why would I not be able to maintain you? And in my head, I'm thinking, they're so valid. They are so valid.
And I don't even know if they really said that or if it's Direla saying it, and I don't care. Because the point still stands.
Can we get into that? Because low-key, I do this all the time as well. Like, sometimes if I don't want to be going to something or I don't want to do something, I'll just be like, my parents.
Yo, my parents.
No, like, I can't go. And they're going to freak out. Like, low-key, in fact, high-key, I feel like Utirelo is just using her family as an excuse to buy her time. Like, I feel like she's at that point when they were filming, she was still in that phase of confusion.
Yeah. What's my decision?
In between of, I don't know whether to go for this. And she just didn't want to say that to him. She didn't want to come across as the person who was second guessing.
It's like, yes, marriage is so beautiful and mavulele or whatever. But my thing is, like, really truly, this family that you want, this lovely family unit that you want, can you actually maintain it? Can you actually build it? Like, let's be so real, because when you're dating one matter, you can't pay for crèche. When you think you can't, like, when Anje, there's so much, like, your finances shift on whatever you like the most, because your finances cannot stretch over everything. So vele, like, can you really truly take care of two families? Like Utirela says, you don't even do anything for me. Not even a roll-on. I buy that myself. Do you understand? All I ask is for you to take care of your kid. And that alone. You're struggling. How are you going to get me a house?
Because that was...
Pay electricity, pay water.
That was my chat, Barisa, in terms of being like, okay, this man, like, he's struggling now, and he hasn't even gotten them houses. He hasn't thought about the fact that, like, once she leaves, like, her mother and father's house, you are now going to be responsible for her. Do you understand? So it's like water, electricity, house, yonke into mainly is our as the man.
And then imagine as like being a married woman now, and then I'm still calling my mom. Oh, mom, please can you send me money for diapers? And Utirela right now stalling, guys. That's all she's doing. She is stalling. And her man keeps telling her, well, if your family doesn't want good for you, if they don't want you to get married, like, if they don't want you, whatever, they must just know that it's not going to stop my plans, and it's not going to stop me from the motion of the ocean.
And that's your man.
You know?
And that's your man.
He could not kill his... He's just like, bro, my dad is willing to borrow me money for my love. Like, please, can you just, like, please? Like, please, my loan is approved. Can you please just let me loan you?
Oh my god!
Like,
the gag is, like, he's not really that curious to find out, like, the depth of why her family is saying no. Like, he's not interested in that. Like, truly, it's what Vanessa saying. My loan has been approved. like,
my dad changes his mind. His response, I think the first time he just, like you're saying, that time he was offended. He asked, but I know, why would they say that? Yeah, but, and then after that, he was like, actually, let me not ask questions I don't want answers to. And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, well, rush. If they don't want this for you, like, they must know there's consequences for this actions and and he plans me and
also, like, I feel like we've even talked about this before, but Umbumelelo ingathi uyayidelela ifamily yaka Tirelo. Like the way
he doesn't rate her
he
family.
doesn't, like the way he speaks about them, because also in my head I'm like, firstly, you do know and fully comprehend and understand the fact that this is being filmed and it's going to be watched by other people. Right. And then you're gonna sit here and speak njeba family yako
anyhow about her family.
Like, he's so disrespectful.
He really speaks anyhow about the family. And it's weird because I don't care, me personally. I don't care if he cheats. I don't look. That's not. I don't care, but like that's the relationship or whatever. When it comes to families, there's a line. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You won't try my family because that's my family. Those are elders. Those are people who raised me. You know, I'm sitting next to you right now, because I was raised
by those people.
I was thinking by those people. Do you understand? So I think it's weird for him to treat Amahle's family with respect, but turn around and speak about Tirolo's family like they're nothing. And I don't care if you're saying, oh, he's treating each wife the way he's treating the family the way he treats the wife. That should not even stand. And it's so disrespectful. And he does it over and over.
And I think at some point we even had asked the question of, well, I think you had mentioned that, is it because she's Tswana?
Yes.
And Amahle is Zulu, so you feel like you owe more respect to the Zulu family, and it's just like, Tswana people. It's like,
it's literally how it feels.
So what is it? What actually is it?
Like it just feels like that. It just feels like, you know, right? Even how he said Amahle's process is going to be so much longer. Tirolo's process is just going to be like fast. It felt like you drive through and then Yakamahli restaurant, you must sit and order and whatever. But Tirelo, you McDonald's.
And the gag is,
basically when I go and just drop off the money.
The gag is that it's actually the other way around now. Because Amahle, it was in and out. With Tirelo, it's a fight.
And you still pay for damages for a child.
I want us now to get into the whole chat when Seleku went to go visit them at the guest house.
Oh, father-in-law of the year.
Yeah, ne? So, of course, Mthombeni visited them at this guest house, and he's like, you know what? I've come to visit all my kids.
I think you're one of my kids.
I cannot not see you. You are also my kid. So, like, how are you doing? Na, na, na.
How are you, Nana?
And, of course, Tirelo expresses her frustration, and I think she's done it 11 million times now. Yeah. Trying to explain to her father-in-law like where her frustration is coming from, and like I think this entire season we know Utirelo is frustrated with Mpumelelo,
and has to always do the kids.
He's not providing. Like he's not being a good father right now. Maybe we can circle back to that. Right? My favorite part was the end. My favorite part. The highlight was at the end. He's like, okay, cool. Tirelo's cried her eyes out, and like she's now about to leave. And then he's like, well, she wasn't about to leave; she was still sitting. And then he was like, I think we should wrap up this conversation before people start like suspecting stuff. And then she's like,
even she said,
suspecting what? Like suspecting what?
Like what?
And then this man had said, you know, maybe they're gonna think
I'm
leaving the father, you're leaving the son for the father. And Utirelo is like laughing her head off.
She has to laugh.
And
someone was saying, why was she laughing? What were you gonna do?
No, but also I was one of the people who were like, why is she laughing?
It's because
nobody said, but like her laugh, I felt like that laugh wasn't giving uncomfortable. It was giving like, hey, I can go.
Like it's kiki, haha.
Like, jeez, like why would you say
like
that?
It's a joke. Like we're familiar with each other.
I know, like we are all girls. We know and understand that these situations they happen, but like, and sometimes really you can't wiggle your way out of it without having to, I guess, the situation. Yeah. But like, if we were to replay.
She laughed. She said she laughed at her chest. And multiple times. She laughed. She did.
So, but let's move away from her reaction and let's talk about Seleku's comment.
It was weird.
Why would you make that comment to begin with?
It was weird.
Because it's like,
why would that be a thought of yours?
No one.
And also, if you're also highly offended by whoever you claim is saying these things, why would you say it as a joke?
My thing is, Melissa, I can guarantee you now, no one was thinking that.
No one said that.
No one was thinking.
Bro, no one said that.
He's the one that's thinking it, and the fact that he's thinking it is the problem, because we all know and understand that Umpumelelo and Nomseleko have the same type.
Same.
And now your
Copy-paste.
son and Tirelo's relationship is literally hanging by the thread. By the thread. You just watch this girl cry. You know her frustrations. And now you're making jokes about you guys being together.
It's funny.
And also you have someone who is literally probably 3 years younger than Tirelo, if not the same age as Tirelo. So we know that this is not far-fetched for you.
Yeah. That's what I kept thinking. But you've taken a wife from that age. Now this joke is not that funny.
It's not
anymore.
funny. That's the guy.
Because within your lovely
love life,
menu, you have someone of that age. So it's now it's awkward because now we know you would do it.
Yeah.
It's just very inappropriate. It was very inappropriate. And I didn't understand why he'd make that joke also after the conversation. It's oh yeah, leave him, like you said, leave him and come to me, because the conversation was about that. So I
side-eye.
Very much side-eye. But I think it's safe to say Tera seems like she's made a decision in her head. And I mean, like you're saying, the conversation, it's a conversation we heard on and on and on.
Times, yeah.
And I think this time around we also heard with more passion. I think every time she reveals something new, she spoke about how the baby is on her mom's medical aid, and then there was a medicine that wasn't there, and they had whatever, you know what I mean? So I just think more and more Naye, the visions of what she's been through are coming back to her. And I mean, I think it's safe to say it doesn't seem like we will be seeing another episode of Lobola. I think perhaps that's just going to be it. She is on the family vacation. She is there. But, yeah. We're still talking about Umakoti wetu, because when we move on to the next lovely dinner, we're thinking sibling dinner. Apo's cooking for them. She's like, guys, you guys see me on the TikTok cooking experience, my beautiful, cooking. And we're thinking, yeah, we are family. And the thing even says, Apo says, I didn't invite my brother here because, I just wanted to be family thing. Yeah, well, whether they're invited or not, they're going to be part of the conversation. That was the beautiful part. I thought that was very funny that she says, listen to nice, it's just that went to the family moment, and yet we still got to the jugs.
Yeah.
Which have to do with Tirelo. Because my girl apparently was drunk out her mind, and Mpumelelo blames it all on his sissy poo.
Sissy poo.
What? Why would, as my sister, you take my girlfriend out and drink Jack's, expose her to alcohol, and she's never touched alcohol in her life. Ever. She went to varsity and everything, but still never touched alcohol. Snare is the first person to ever introduce her to a jag, and she jagged it all down. And basically, Snare is still covering up for this man or the situation, because she still says, they shared the drink or whatever, where she then tells us that everyone had their own jag.
Yes. I don't know what the point of their conversation was, because Mpumelelo is the one that brought up this conversation. Ne?
Oh, sorry, to add something else. Apparently, he's the one who stated that what they do on that night must not come out. And then he's the one.
Ne? Sharp Balisa. He brings up the conversation. Right. And now in my head, I'm already thinking, okay,
where are we going?
But also, I'm like, are you trying to tell me that you believe in your heart of hearts? Even if Utirelo had said it, because she knows that women that drink and stuff, but in his heart of hearts, does he genuinely believe that Usne is the one that introduced Utirelo to alcohol?
No, he knew what he was doing.
What was the point? Which is why I'm asking.
No, he was mad at Snare. He was mad at Snare, and he was like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna now embarrass you in front of Baba, because already you're a bad animal in front of him. So I'm going to make your reputation worse. I'm going to tell Dad that you are an alcoholic, yes, but then now you're making my wife, my future wife, an alcoholic as well. So Kuza Baba, Kuzala. Kundanako is not only being an alcoholic one man, she's now inviting my people. So what type of households are we going to have in Seleko when even the people the women that are in this family are thinking? Because Umpilo makes it clear that they all drank.
Yes, she did say that.
And I was like, that's weird, because why isn't Umpilo the one who introduced her to alcohol? Why is it Sneh?
Real.
You know? Real. So I don't know. He just seemed mad at Sneh.
No, but also, to be honest, I don't know if their dad knows that they drink.
Oh, those other ones.
Yes.
The little,
so I feel like that's
ones.
Why they also were kind of trying to say very
Yeah, because even her, it was hard for her to say that.
Like,
she said, did Batman have dream?
And also, like, she said it in the diary session. No one said it at the table.
No one said it at
because
the table.
their dad is going to be like, eat jagger. Like, an entire jug. Oh, he was on that.
He was shocked. On that man has never, ever in his life experienced such alcoholism. He said a jug. And he kept saying, guys, eat jagger. Like, it wasn't even like him judging or he was just like,
confused,
and concerned that you guys were drinking alcohol.
And what was so funny to me is like all the awkward eyes. Like, if you can scan the table, all of them are just there like, yeah, jugs. Because they all had those jugs. But besides that, Umpumelelo, I feel like
he was just mad at
Usnene.
Yeah, and wanted someone to blame.
I feel like also though he's showing the bad side of his girl.
Yes, I think he was also trying to. Yeah, he knows his dad likes the partners he brings. So I feel like he was trying to also be like, well, you wouldn't want an alcoholic Makoti anyway.
For real.
And who knows what conversation Mseleko then had with Mpumelelo after he spoke to Tirelo.
Real.
Because he spoke to Tirelo in the morning. So I don't know if he's conversated with Mpumelelo about the fact that Tirelo is saying Uzomshia. Firstly, Mpumelelo says he'd be heartbroken because it would be for non-valid reasons if she breaks up. I said, yo, that's so bold to say. There's no reason.
White bold.
No reason to break up with you?
White bold.
Like zero? That's real.
Crazy.
But yeah, so I don't know if they've told him. But that was funny to me because that whole point of that dinner was to have like sibling fun with no people Bagam
end up being the center of the conversation.
Ended up being the center.
I'm sure it's very frustrating for them as like the other siblings because
even Pilo said
everything is revolving around Mpumelelo and his relationships. And it's like, guys, we also have lives, things happening in our lives as well, but we're not talking about it.
Because every day on the table we're talking about Mpumelelo.
As soon as their dad gets like, was no zama ufumane noba yilo 200 from utakade because kaloku uzabe kuncokola ngodirelo like
can't even ask for anything. Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
but nah, it was really good 2 episodes.
But we did end up, we traveled to where we're going?
Sebula.
Yes. Limpopo. Which is very exciting. We didn't see much, we just saw them traveling. We saw Amahle and Direlo
are there
matching. And I must say, like, it was awkward. Tirelo was laughing her lungs out because she's familiar with these people. Like, it was so awkward for me watching that little hey, welcome to me. Yeah, it was tricky, but yeah,
but we know that the trip is definitely gonna have a lot more in store. Yes, we can't wait for that. Next week we'll be back with Married at First Sight. Yay! But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We love you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.